Sri Lanka's most powerful news brand.
Newsfirst, Newsline with Faraz Chathuranga.
Well, hello, good morning, and it's a wonderful Christmas season. And welcome to Newsline, recorded at our Newsfirst studios in Dawson Street in Colombo and broadcasting on TV1, which of course is a proud member of the Capital Maharaja Group. Now then, today we thought, keeping with the Christmas cheer, I'm joined by my colleague from the Newsfirst team, Mr. Chathuranga Hapwarachi. Hello, Chathuranga.
Faraz, good morning to you and happy holidays.
Indeed, and the same to you, Chathuranga. It's wonderful time of year, isn't it?
Definitely, definitely.
Chathuranga, what is the essence of Christmas, really?
Faraz, Christmas is all about joy and happiness, and personally what I like about Christmas is the fact that we have a lot of gifts coming in and we get the opportunity to share, present gifts to people.
Indeed.
So with all of that, I thought it would be right, because it's a Christmas season and it's your program, and I thought it would be right to bring a few presents, and I brought a few for you as well.
Good.
And a few to our people, key people who have been in the news for the past year or so.
Yes.
Especially since the bond happened.
I see.
If I may put it that way.
Good. And these are sort of suggestions, isn't it, Chris?
Definitely, definitely. We don't want these people coming and asking for the gifts from us.
No, that's right. Because it might be constituted as
let me, without delay, let me bring out the first gift that I brought.
Yes, and then we can discuss a few more things and bring out another gift.
Definitely, definitely. This is a cover with air tickets to the Mauritius, the St. Kitts, all these places with that are considered tax havens.
Tax havens.
Yes. Who do you think I brought this gift for?
So these would be where you could have nominee accounts, where you could
shell companies, you name it, you can have it there.
Right.
And this is
even money laundering.
Even money laundering
could happen.
Could happen. This contains air tickets to all of these places.
All those places.
Like to just one person.
It's like St. Kitts, like Mauritius,
definitely.
BVI, Panama, Seychelles.
All these countries.
Well, I think a good contender would be Namal Rajapaksa.
Absolutely right. I have his name here on the covers, Namal Rajapaksa. This is for him. This is my gift to Namal Rajapaksa to enjoy.
Your suggested gift for Namal
Rajapaksa is to go to all of these places and enjoy the beauty, the architecture, and all that is there to enjoy.
And the museums and so on in
buildings.
St. Kitts and so on. Should he take the guide to the Commonwealth Games with him when he goes to St. Kitts?
That for us is an interesting question. Now he has to. I've only bought these. These are very expensive tickets, as you can imagine.
Because they'll be first class.
First class, being a person who is a prominent member of the SLFP, UPFA government in the past. So these are of course first class tickets. So they are very expensive. So I could not get two for each country.
Oh, you just got one?
Just one. So if he's going with someone else, he'll have to fund it himself.
Oh, they'll have to fund themselves?
Yes.
I see. Who could they be, some of these people?
Maybe, as you said, a few people who was with him when this whole SLFP, Podujana Peramuna division is taking place. People who are advising him to actually keep the party divided. Maybe we saw very recently, about 2-3 weeks ago, Dayasri Jayasekara minister saying that there are certain people who are trying to divide the SLFP and keep it divided in a bid that they could maybe resurrect it about 40 years into the future. Maybe these people who are advising rather parliamentarian Namal Rajapaksa in all of this can accompany him to all of these places.
Good, good.
But see, you also have a few gifts.
Well, yes, I do. And I was wondering whether you would be able to guess. Well, what is this, for example? What is this thing?
It's a dove, Faraz.
It's a dove, yes. It's a pigeon. Kind of a pigeon.
Am I correct in saying that these doves were used to pass messages around back in the days?
Yes, in World War II.
Is that the idea behind this, Faraz?
Well, yes, that's right. Because they were pigeons and they flew, and at the end here they had messages tied to their legs and so on.
In a day and age where there are mobile phones, emails, phone calls being recorded, I can't figure out who that is for.
Well, this would have been ideal for the people who were found out by the Presidential Commission of Inquiry, you know, and they found, much to their horror, that telephone things were, you know, the records were, all the calls were recorded, and SMSs and so on. Yeah. Now, had they committed this to the pigeon carrier, and they put their messages here, and this little birdie would have flown away.
Presidential Commission would not have found out.
The Presidential Commission would have found out jack, nothing.
Yes.
Because, of course, it had been committed to paper. And, you know, so this pigeon, so even though they had iPhones and Apple phones and Samsungs and God knows what else, telephones, over 3,000 telephone calls, all in the pursuit of raising 1 billion rupees at auction. Sounds rather dodgy to me. I mean, 1 billion rupees.
Maybe all the members in the COPE committee who had phone calls with this person in question can also...
Oh, they should all buy themselves carrier pigeons now.
Yes.
Because, you know, all the telco companies, the telecom companies, are falling over themselves, really, to give the details to Dafula de Oliveira and Yasanta Kodagoda and so on. So, here we go, a suggested gift for Arjun Aloysius.
Faraz, speaking about the COPE committee, I have here with me a cap.
Yeah.
Now, I had to go through a lot to get this cap specifically made for a person.
Yes.
This cap is, it is not a simple cap for us. This has a little power in it. Okay. If you wear it for us, you can travel back and forth in time.
Okay.
And I thought, since we are talking about
we need to show that to the camera.
This is the cap here, a special cap made just for a special person here in our country.
Yes. It's a magic cap.
It's a magic cap, let's put it that way.
Okay.
This cap, if you wear it, you can decide the date and travel to that date and come back forward to whatever date you want.
Oh, so it allows you to travel back in time.
Exactly, exactly.
So you can go in the future too.
Future, present,
it's a time traveler.
Time traveler. This is the idea of this cap. Now for us, since we're talking about this COPE committee and the phone call.
Yes, and the phone call.
I'm going to let you guess. Who does this cap best fit?
No, then that's interesting, because we've got Arjun having the pigeon.
Arjun's dove is going to fall off the table, but
yes. We'll get Dovey here. Come on, stay there. Now then,
if only Arjun listened.
If only Arjun listened and he'd put it committed there, you know, he'd still have some, you know, you know what I mean. But he relied on technology. Now the cap, that's an interesting thing. What? So it allows the one to go after, well, I think, yes, that's a good idea. It could fit 1 or 2 people. I mean, Ravi Karunaka would be a thing, because he can then go back in the past and check with his wife about the apartment and the rent and so on, and his daughter. But better, Sujiva Senasinghe.
Absolutely correct, Faraz. Now we see State Minister Sujiva Senasinghe printing out, publishing a book about the bond scam and saying, look, I made all of these phone calls to so and so to get the details pertaining to it. But we also see that the book was published at a prior date than when the phone calls were made. So maybe if I give this to him, maybe he can use this. And he can go back in time and adjust all of this, and all of us at media organizations, the Presidential Commission, everyone who is involved in this can, you know, quietly sit back and say, yes, for once, Sujiva Senasinghe is right, because he has actually traveled back in time and corrected all of it. So my gift to State Minister Sujiva Senasinghe, that's 2. One for Namal Rajapaksa and one for Sujiva Senasinghe.
Well, that's absolutely amazing, Chathuranga. Your suggestion of a present for Sujiva Senasinghe is enabling him to travel back in time.
Faraz, I have an interesting thing that I have done to tell you. Yes. Now, obviously, when I get a cap that can time travel for Sujiva Senasinghe, obviously I'm going to try it out, no, Faraz. I'm going to check whether it works, no. So I had the opportunity of traveling to the future.
Oh.
And I've seen whether the local government elections will be held as, you know, what the subject minister
And what does it say?
I'm going to keep you on the loop here. I'm not gonna tell it out to our viewers.
Right.
But I can assure you that the local government elections are not being held on the day that is promised.
Really? So that's what that time traveler caps.
This is why for us caps like this should be kept locked away so that no one can reach it. And you know, as I told you, I had a lot to go through to get this cap onto the set.
Right.
But the local government elections, what do you think? When do you think the local government election will be held?
I don't know the date, but I doubt if it will be held as per the way that wonderful character, Faraz Mustafa, Cabinet Minister Extraordinaire.
He sat on this
There.
Yeah,
and he's made 3 or 4 different promises.
Yeah.
And in Face the Nation, he said that he would not resign if he didn't have elections as he promised. And he said that he'd only resign if the president asked him to, which is quite right. I mean, Face the Nation or Newsline is not the forum to do that. But I can ask the question because I'm rather inquisitive, and I'm asking on behalf of the hundreds of thousands of people out there who are also inquisitive and who would like to know.
Definitely.
You know, I met somebody in the supermarket last night, and he said to me, he said, look, this is what he did. He came up to the counter and he said, listen, you. I thought, oops, I'm in trouble. And he said, get rid of them. Tell them to get out. I said, what do you mean? He said, every day you're going on about this, that's not enough. He said, you must get rid of them. Chase them out. I said, you need to vote them out. He said, yes, yes, but you need to tell them to get out. So it seems, Chathuranga, that the people are rather fed up. Do you remember 2 years, nearly 2.5, 3 years ago, under President Rajapaksa, it was very popular at the time, you know, won the war, and there was overswell of people, you know, support for him. And what did he say? The people sort of got fed up of that mantra, we won the war, we won the war, so we can do anything we like, we can do anything we like. But I noticed whilst all that you've got a little box out there, yes. And it seems heavy.
Yes, it's a bit heavy.
Yeah.
Once again, a present I got for our former president, Mahinda Rajapaksa.
Oh, you thought about him.
Yes,
that's very
yes,
nice.
Definitely. How can we forget? As you said, he won the war.
Yes.
Together with a lot of other people,
yes.
like Field Marshal Sarath Fonseca,
yes.
of course, Defence Secretary Gotabaya Rajapaksa,
yes.
and the military.
And what about all those thousands of young men and women?
Yes, definitely, definitely. We cannot forget any one of them who sacrificed in some way for us to walk freely now, in a day and age like this. Now, this gift, for us, this contains...
Yes. What is it?
Let me put it this way. This is a dream box.
Oh, it's a dream box.
Yeah, it's glittering with
Mahinda Rajapaksa, President Mahinda Rajapaksa, yes. A dream box, a suggested gift.
Yes, it's glittering with stars. If I open this,
yeah.
And if I ask for anything that I want, this dream box will give that to me. If it be the leadership of the Sri Lanka Freedom Party, there you go. If it's the executive presidency once again, there you go. If it's the premiership, the prime minister position that he wants, there you go. If he wants his son to become the leader of the SLFP, Nama Rajapaksa, where he's going to be occupied for the next couple of weeks, because we have suggested that he suggested gifts for him, yes, to Kates and Panama and all of that.
Kits, yeah.
But a dream box.
A dream box for President Mahinda Rajapaksa. So it's a bit like the genies and Alibaba and
exactly.
Alibaba's chest, the treasure chest.
Treasure box, yes.
Yes.
So there we go.
I was going to say Alibaba and the 40 Thieves, but this is Christmas time.
Let's not. Let's be Christmas.
Just be Christmassy. Yeah. Well, on that note, we'll go for a short break, Chathuranga. Don't go away. After all, this is Newsline during the season, so it's Newsline with a twist. Stay tuned to us. Don't go away.
Newsline with Faraz Shaukatali.
Welcome back to Newsline. This is Newsline during the Christmas season, full of cheer, and it's Newsline with a twist. And look, Chaturanga, I feel a bit left out because you brought all these
I was just going to ask you, Faraz.
suggested gifts. Yeah. So I've got a gift. It's rather special, okay? And let me get it out of this bag. And you're going to have to guess who this is for, okay?
My God.
There you go. That's that there.
Feeding bottle for all the 225
and it's with that. Look, it's got handles. Yeah. So it helps, you know, it helps, yeah.
Firm grip there.
A firm grip there. Because it's for a Tota Baba, you know, Tota Baba? Baby. Obviously it's got a nipple and all that. And so it's a safety thing. Because this is glass.
Right.
This is glass. So you drop it, it'll break. So it's got this safety thing here. It's wonderful. And it's got a nipple and so on. It's for a Tota Baba. Who do you think this is got to be for?
As far as we've seen a few people who fit that, who had those characteristics in the past. We saw a few people going before the Presidential Commission and saying, I don't know, or I don't remember.
Yes, there you go, you're getting closer.
Am I?
You're getting closer.
We also saw a personal assistant to a prominent figure involved in the bond scam saying, look, I don't know what PM stands for.
That's right, Hon PM.
Hon PM, I don't know what Hon PM stands for. Maybe that fits the description for us of a Tota Baba, as you say.
My suggested gift to Steve Samuel, Executive Assistant to Arjuna Aloysius, the Bond baby, or the Bond man. The Executive Assistant was Steve Samuel, who came up and under evidence said that he didn't know what Hon PM means. Purely for that, I don't know. I suggest that we get him a feeding bottle, a Tota Baba. And that's for him, and it's complete with safety.
You'll have to be careful because it's a glass bottle at the end of the day.
That's right, that's right.
You don't want to.
So I'll keep that there.
Yeah.
All right.
Faraz, now let me ask you another question.
Indeed.
Now we discussed this whole thing, but we cannot, since as you said before we went into the break, this is Newsline, and we have to somehow say everything that has happened during the past year, from January to up until today, when we are sitting here and discussing, there has been a lot of corruption. There has been a lot of malpractices, things that people, when they voted in, did not expect or hope for this government to actually, support. These people thought that the government will actually put in place mechanisms to stop all of this, the leakage, the wastage of money, the malpractice and all of that. But still, for us, still up to date, we receive reports and we report on the media, newspapers do it, malpractices, corruption. How do we actually, now there was a change of governments. People said, look, the previous government was corrupt, so let's bring in this government of good governance. This good governance government is also having corruption charges, allegations against them. Where are we going, for us?
Chaturanga, what we need to realize, and I'm sure many out there are fellow citizens of this country realize that what we are talking about and what Newsfirst has been diligently reporting is a departure from established procedure, a departure from process. There are some established rules, there are established guidelines. These have been in place for so long. And it appears very, very sadly, Chaturanga, that our politicians holding responsible high office have forgotten all about that. And so there is a definite departure from procedure. Let's take, right at the beginning, we had the bond scam. Yeah. Then we had the outer circular highway. Yes. Then we had the Central Expressway. We've had the Supreme Court, Chaturanga, who said to us that their conscience of the court was shocked by the actions of the public officials when it came to the supply of coal. Unfortunately, Chaturanga, even though these have been highlighted, these public officials are still very much in place. And so it appears that our country isn't going anywhere forward, which is very, very, very sad.
Getting back to the Christmas mood for us.
Ah, yes, that's a good idea.
what I have here with me, if I can show it here to our camera, Legos, a building block set of a highway. Thing that
yes,
you can.
if you show it to your camera
Yes. There we go.
so it's like a roadway.
Yes, it's a road, and this is a Hummer for us.
It's a Hummer.
Model of a Hummer.
Okay.
Maybe once again, State Minister Sujiva Sena Singh is also interested in Hummers, I've heard.
Oh, right.
So
I don't know if he has one.
I'm not too sure,
Right.
but
that looks like a highway. It looks like a road.
Yeah, it's a
And,
road.
and it's very hilly, isn't it?
So Central
Highway.
Central Highway.
Oh, this is easy.
This is easy.
This is very easy. In acknowledgement of his sterling efforts to award the Central Expressway Section 3 project to either to Taisei or to Fujita or to whoever it was, and for the absolute abuse, departure from process,
Yes.
Established procedure for departure from that, it has got to be for the 400 million rupee deposit holding, 30,000 acre owning, family owned owning person. The one and the only. The very unique, because there's nobody else who's got 30,000 acres and there's nobody else who's got 400 million by their own admission.
None other than
Mr. Lakshman Kirialla. So we're suggesting for him that he gets himself a model of a highway.
yes.
And as for the Hummer, one parliamentarian did import a Hummer. I can't remember the name, but it's on that list as published in the island, I believe. And actually, mentioning the island, we must wish them all a happy season.
Yes.
And we remember them, and we remember their independent reporting under very trying circumstances as well. So, indeed, so that was easy. It was Lakshman Kirialla.
Yes. But I think you have a few. Faraz, I have to ask you. There has been a box sitting there for
a long time.
For a long time. I'm a bit inquisitive.
Rather silently.
Yeah, rather silently.
Yes.
We see a lot of disturbance, gifts coming up onto the table, but that box has been there for a while. Who is that for us?
Well, this box is
Looks like a.
What do you think? What do you think?
It looks like a mobile phone.
You're absolutely right. It is a mobile phone, but it's not the brand that you're thinking about.
It's not an iPhone. It looks like a. I haven't seen this type of a mobile phone before, Faraz.
Well, yeah, it's a little bit larger.
Yeah.
The box is
Yes.
a bit larger than one of those iPhone things.
Yeah.
Maybe the size of a Samsung box. I don't know really. But
What's special?
Did you know that one of the main shareholders of Samsung is serving a jail term
For corruption.
For corruption,
Yeah.
bribery.
Something we have to yet see in our country happening. Someone of that caliber, that high in the society, going to jail.
That will be the day.
That will be the day. We'll all stop all of this and
I hope, Chathuranga, that it will happen in your lifetime.
hopefully.
I really do hope. And when it happens, if it happens, please remember me and remember this day when I said it to you on a tape.
Yeah.
That, you know. So we've got 4 more minutes, Chathuranga.
Yes.
And
We have a lot of gifts to discuss.
okay, so here we go.
Yes.
This is, you're absolutely right, it's a mobile phone.
It is mobile phone.
And it's a mobile phone. It's the world's most secure mobile phone that you can that money can buy. It's a little bit more expensive than the top-end Apples and Samsungs and what have you. It's called a black phone.
Right.
It's actually black.
Right.
Looks like an Apple, but it is the most secure telephone in the world. And so you would be hard-pressed. They would have been hard-pressed to have got all. Remember what the enterprising and professional CID people helping the Commission of Inquiry. Remember they went into Arjun Aloysius's phone and they got various details.
700 and something calls from certain minister.
Yes, that's right, and all that. And some of these calls they haven't even looked because they had 8,000 something pages of it. All right, now then, so this is the black phone.
For?
It has to be, because that telephone proved to be the undoing of many things. And it has to go too. What do you think?
Former Minister Ravi Karunanayake.
Ravi Karunanayake. Ravi Karunanayake, because it was all there. And it's a black phone, the world's most secure phone. He needs to have had one of these. Even now may not be too late. Because remember, he's supposedly working out of temple trees, but he's sitting on the back benches.
Faraz, since you brought us to an interesting point, I told you I traveled to the future.
Yeah.
So I'm going to once again tell you a little, improve upon you, a little insight that I received in the future. There is going to be a cabinet reshuffle once again for us.
Right.
That's all I'm going to say.
I'm going to ask you the obvious question. Is he going to be in the cabinet?
Let's not go there at the moment, because maybe because I was in the future, maybe he's using one of these black phones.
In the future?
In the future.
Oh, right.
So let's not go there, but there is going to be a cabinet reshuffle.
Have you got any more gifts? Because we've got
I have actually. Faraz, we have spoken about the government, and it has not been all doom and gloom when it came to the government. There have been good projects carried out by the president and a few ministers as well. We saw very recently that a new nephrology hospital is being put up in the Polonnaru area.
Yes, wonderful. That's wonderful.
And Minister Rajya Senaratne says that there will be one research facility coming up in the Peradeniya University. There are houses coming in the north in a bid of reconciliation.
Yeah.
So here we are. This is for the Minister of Reconciliation, DM Swaminathan.
Oh, houses.
Houses
Wonderful.
for Christmas. He can hang it on his Christmas tree.
Right. Actually, this we'll actually give it to him.
Yeah, definitely.
We will. The others are suggested gifts, right? But this we'll give it to him. Right, we've only got a minute more. Any more gifts for you?
I am done for us. Actually.
You're done.
Yeah.
Well, I believe I've got one more, the last and final one before, and this one is actually to show my personal appreciation of somebody who stood up, and who stood up for established procedure, and who stood up for common sense. And that has to go to the one and only, actually. There's no way, there's no mitigating anything. There's only one person who deserves it, and that is Mrs. Deepika Seneviratne. And I've got her a doll. And I think that is the way we need to say, well done, Mrs. Seneviratne, for your stand. And we will say bye-bye from Newsline on Christmas, during Christmas 2017. Take care, and Chathuranga, I wish you and your family an absolutely wonderful Christmas season.
Same to you, Faraz. Thank you very much for inviting me on the show today. I had a lovely time. Thank you very much, Faraz.
And on behalf of the chairman of the Capital Maharaja Group, Mr. Raja Mahendran, the board of directors, all our managers, all the staff, our colleagues, and from the best news team ever, News First, I wish you all a very, very happy season. Take care, and a wonderful 2018 ahead. Take care, and God bless.
Newsfirst, Newsline with Faraz Shaukat Ali.